Hello, welcome to another episode of Timesport on the Beat with me, K. Rajan of the New Straight Time. Today in the studio, we have former national hockey player Maninderjit Singh. Maninderjit Singh, fondly called Mike, has played in 1996 and 2000 Olympics for Malaysia, has also served as the Malaysian Hockey Confederation General Manager from 2009 to 2010, then as the Secretary General from 2010 to 2012. Thank you so much, Mike, for making time to attend to our studio to join us today. It's nice to see you again. After so long, we chat on phone, we text on social media, and I think after quite some time, finally face to face. How are you, Mike?
Fine, thank you. First of all, I would like to say thank you to NST and also the invitation from Rajan. I think he's been chasing me for a week and giving me reminders for today's platform.
Okay, we are here with one of the greats of the hockey to talk about several things. Going back, let me rejog the memory of football, our fans, sports fans, especially hockey fans. If you're not aware, the national hockey, Malaysian hockey especially, seems to have hit a new low point. The Speedy Tigers finished rock bottom in the recent 6-team Asian Champions Trophy. The team unfortunately managed just one win from 6 matches, scored 17 goals, leaked 25 goals. The most humiliating defeat came in the hands of India. We lost 8-1. And then another, for me personally, I feel a dark point in the sports. We lost to China 4-2. This is something that never happened. And for that, we have Mike to share. And then, of course, we can talk about the failures. We hope we learn from it, but the next step is always to move forward. Maybe, Mike, you can share the overall situation with Malaysian hockey right now, especially the national team, and then we can move on to talk about what needs to be done.
Okay, first of all, it's a very interesting question from Rajan is because if you look at the historical milestones of success of Malaysian hockey, we were doing so well until the 2006, and then thereafter 2006 onwards, there was a little bit of hiccups of the national team performance at senior level and the junior level, and especially in the 2009 Junior World Cup was not a very good performance. And then the rebuilding started with the change of a president from Tengku Mahkota of Pahang, who is currently a former king and also Sultan of Pahang. A new brand came in, and a lot of rebuilding was done, restructuring was done, good financing come in, good infrastructure, good committee members, and we brought in about 45 former international to the federation to assist the technical aspect. Everything was good and running well, and then there was a change of bearers in 2015 onwards. Because of Sultan of Pahang at the time wanted a replacement in football, and that's where. And then, if you look at the good run of thing was from 2010 silver medal in Guangzhou Asian Games until 2018 Asian Games, where we lost in the finals against Japan, where we were leading 4-1. So at that part, and I believe thereafter the Asian Games in Jakarta. That is where the 6 years of turning point of where the ecosystem and plus the performance were deteriorating. And I think there's a lot of aspect where we can talk about it if you want to. And whatever happened this year when the disband took place after the FIH qualification in January, a new group of people came in, new structure. And 3 tournaments was played this year. That was the first stage of a challenge. I think was Sultan Azlan Shah Cup in May, where we finished 4 out of 6. And then thereafter they went to FIH Nation Cup in Poland, and we also finished 7 out of 8. Poland was 9. They only played as a host, and then they went for a European tour. And we know the results was not favourable to us, and only good results was against a second string of Belgium team. 2 matches we did well, and then comes the important tournament, which was the Asian Champions Trophy. And if you look at it, was not the results that we wanted, because the target was given was 4th. And if you look at the history of all the 8 edition of Asian Champions Trophy, minimum Malaysia wins at least a bronze medal.
So there's a clear sign of decline. Like you mentioned, the chronologically, we already having the problem is already starting. It's yes, there may be various reasons. When we question, then people would say you wouldn't know what's wrong. That so it's easy for you to criticize and this and that. But as a player and administrator, um, there's this legendary status players in Malaysian hockey. I personally find that it's getting harder and harder to remember of one single player now in the last 5 years. We still have Faisal and Fitri Sari playing around. It's the sport seems to be getting more and more away from the public. It's not. We know that sport belongs to the public, to the Rakyat. Now less and less connection. We see the National League crowd is always been bad, but now it's been more terrible now. So first, do you see the lack of interest from the public? There's lesser scrutiny on the athletes, on the team, on the MHC, the administration itself.
Yes, because when the national team is successful at international arena, nobody wants to know how the federation is being run. But when the results is not as comfortable, that is acceptable by former international or former administrators and also the fans, that's where the question rises and says, why are we failing it? Why we are not achieving it? I give you an example, like I said, the best hockey was until the 2018 Asian Games. Thereafter, you'll see, we have never made it to Olympics. Okay, we missed 2 Olympics. We missed the Tokyo, we missed the Paris. And then we were playing in the World Cup level. And the good news about World Cup was they extended the 12 teams to 16 teams. It allowed easier qualification to be there. But when we played in the Senior World Cup, you look at the results of the last 2 World Cup. 2018, we finished second last. We were the first team that went for a tournament, and we came back to Kuala Lumpur within 4 days. 5 days we are back home. And then if you look at the 2023 Junior World Cup, we showed a little bit of promising here and there. And then we finished even second last. So if you look at the competitive age of world hockey, we are no longer a team that has an international standing and competitive age against the world best. Second thing, if you look at the new tournament that's created by FIH, it's called FIH Pro League. The best 9 teams play among themselves and being the best, and the gap is too wide between the 9 and from 10 to 23. So now the standard is too high, and lucky India plays there. That's why you see India, the standard of play at international hockey is different and far away. So now we have lost our grip in international hockey at world stage, Olympics, World Cup, even at Commonwealth Games. We finished 5, and the last Commonwealth Games we withdraw. Now we are dropping another level, which is we are going back to our continental, which is Asia. Look at the Asian Games results last year. We finished 6. And then look at Asian Champions Trophy. We finished 6. So now, are we also going to lose the competitive edge at our continental? And then left what? Only SEA Games?
This is a very scary situation. It is.
Yes, but that's the reality. That's why when I challenge a lot of people outside there and says, I put in my tweet and I says, world ranking is artificial for me. Because they take historical information based on algorithm, and they take on importance part. Like Asian Champions Trophy, the importance was level 2. So for me, that was artificial. But my real indication for Malaysian hockey is, I put there as competitive index, we are sitting at number 16 or number 17 in the world. That is the reality. And now, why I say we are 16 and 17, the best 9 teams in the Pro League, plus number 7 we finish in Nation Cup. 9 plus 7 is what? It's 16. That is where we are.
That's the reality.
That's the reality. But what I'm interested to know is, in life, we have to accept the reality. That's the rule number 1 for progress. But if we just going to go on a perception over reality syndrome, or playing a narrative, or playing a keyboard warriors, or say whatever you want to say, how long can you hide?
Actually, that's the problem.
The results are showing.
That's the problem. A lot of, like you said, perception.
Yes.
We are world number 12, we are world number 10, we are world number 11. But the reality, the fantasy that have been sold made people to lose grip of what's happening, and now reality we are not as good as we are. And do you see the problem comes in? We know there's various problem, a lot of things to settle. But looking at these players, there are accusation that they are that's not good enough. We have don't see like I mentioned earlier, we don't see connection to the players now, or lesser and lesser being known of these players. Do you see your batch? We were the superstars of the Asia for the world. Everyone knows you. Everyone know Dato Minarwan, Chua. Now we don't recognize these players, so maybe there's this vacuum where there's no big name, so people don't interested. So this decline is not seen.
I will just be open here. Is previous time I will say during my era of playing this, I had the best reporters around, the best editors. I will name. We have Josh Das, we have Fauzi Omar, we have Mustafa Kamaruddin, we have Johnson Fernandez, we have Tony Mariadas, we have Satwan Singh, and they were on the ground every training session, every tournament. They know the real pulse of where we are against the world best. And the question that they ask us whenever there's a defeat was very valid. And we were like a comrade between the team and the reporters and the editors. We had a very fantastic time. Fair. They played their role as a check and balance because their interest and our interest was the same. And we worked together. It's time to get hammer. I'm always open. I tell Johnson Fernandez or Mustafa and Satwan and all that, I say, yes, you have to write what you have to write. We did not do well. But when we do well, there's a reason why we do well. But that is how the comradeship of the news, check and balance, because we must understand one thing in life. The sports belongs to the nation and the people. Doesn't mean I'm a captain of the national team. The sports belongs to me. No. I'm given a privilege to deliver, to bring glory to this country. That is my job and that is my team. This is how our outlook was. And my simple benchmark during that time was we must be consistently playing in World Cup and Olympics. We won Asian Games medal. We won Commonwealth Games medal. That is what we always wanted. And now, sorry to say, everyone is a desktop. Nobody goes to the field. Nobody wants to know. Maybe they don't understand the game. They don't understand the qualification system. They don't understand how a world ranking system is calculated. And or they just take whatever is given to them and just publish and just create a content. I'm sorry, I'm honest. I've been telling this to all my former great reporters like Ramaguru was a good writer. We work as a team.
It's the changing things, lesser access from media to question, and at the same time, we don't see athletes like you anymore. We don't get yes, Saida buat terbaik, that kind of thing. We lack the what that I see. We lack characters. We don't have those who fight. Maybe they fight. Maybe I don't see them in the performance. Maybe they do better in the changing room, communicate well with their teammates. Yep. But the leadership, the taking responsibility, being the leader, you don't have to be the captain. Last time, captain, yes, he does his job, but every single player was a leader.
Yes.
Everyone were doing their role. Now lesser and lesser. There's a mistake, you see the players shrink. Yep. Another mistake, they become smaller, and then just missing, and they don't want to acknowledge media question. They cannot accept being questioned. Is this a character problem? Is this where we lost that harimau, the tigers of Malaysia, the Speedy Tigers? Where did we lose that soul?
I think as an administrator, I was given an opportunity to serve at that level. I think I look at sports at three levels, three segments. One is the decision makers. I call the decision makers, especially the affiliates and the office bearers. The office bearers is appointed by the affiliates through a constitutional process and election process. Correct? Then the second level that the federation has to do is, I call that as a shakers, where there must be a proper strategic planning with proper finance, administration, and with the pathway of where the national team is going to go with short-term, mid-term and long-term targets. That is the duty. That is called shakers. Then you have the primary objective of the federation, which is the game of hockey. In the segment of the game of hockey, the most important thing is the style of play, the players, the talent. If you look at the last 3 Junior World Cup of Malaysia team, 16, 21 and 23 in Kuala Lumpur, where did we finish? How many players is in the national team? We don't have a talent. My question is the talent, the definition of a talent is a national player and an international player is a 2 different definition. We must understand that stigma. We have a national team, yes. Can they sustain at international level? Can they go at the qualifying round and qualify for Olympics? That is how an international team should be. You look at coaches. Do we have enough coaches for international requirement? Coaches, for me, the rule number 1 is you look at his success profile. Has he delivered? Second, look at his papers. Third, look at his training, latest training, tactical and methodology that he's using. Is it to the modern age? Look at the support team support. Do they believe in science and technology to enhance the performance at international level? Then you look at the tournaments. When your domestic tournaments like National League, like Junior League, Sukma, whatever tournament that you're having, Raza Cup, look at the quality. Tournaments dictate the quality of a national team. Look at our National League. There's only 2 or 3 teams. Look at the quality of the Junior League. Look at the quality of Sukma and Rizan Sarawak. So, when you go and see all this tournament, you don't need to see the quality of national team because
that represents.
That dictates the journey of a national team. So that is one. Next, we look at the quality of the umpires and the technical that we have been produced over the 5 to 6 years. I think you have read my tweet few times and I say our neighbor Singapore have better quality officials at international level. But where are they ranked? They are ranked 30 something. We are ranked 13 and we don't have good technical officials or umpires blowing at Olympics. World Cup we have, Anba. But where is our technical official? Then you look at the quality of the development program. For me, very simple. In this country, we have a system for development for all sports. Any player that is below 17 is bona fide of a schooling system. Yes?
True.
There is already a system in place for a pathway for the student to be a state or national player. They have Pusat Latihan Daerah. Every district has a training center. Depends which school is being chosen. Then they have a state sports school. You go to state sports school. Then you go to national sports school. Okay, now we have 2 national sports school and I heard there's another 2 more coming up. So there's already a pathway understanding. Now the question is, let that program run by itself. It's a standalone budget, let it run. What is the job of the federation is very simple. You comprehend and enhance that system by giving latest training methodology, giving science support, giving technology support, give tournament support, give equipment support. Do not touch such program. Let it run. Then on your part, you have 14 state affiliate plus 2. You have police and you have armed forces. You have 16 affiliates. 14 states. You should have your own development program in all these 14 states. These 14 states should have a state league. They should run development program. They must have so many tournaments. Then if you have KPM program and you have your affiliation program, when you combine both, then you start creating project squad. I give you example. The good thing that is happening in world hockey now is Junior World Cup is no more 4 years. Now it's 2 year cycle. So that gives you an advantage to have project squad. We're having a next Junior World Cup is in 2025. Next Junior World Cup is 27, 29. By now, there should be already have a national under 15 targeting for 2029 Junior World Cup. There should be under 19 World Cup team for 2027 journey. So now, when you have all this and properly managed, you get a good supply chain. This is where we have failed from 2016 Junior World Cup. We did not qualify. Someone withdraw, we got a backdoor. Last year we hosted in Kuala Lumpur. We finished what number? We did not play the best hockey. We lost so many matches. Look at the Sultan of Johor Cup, the annual championship. I've been following that tournament. And you look at the quality. But when all these things happens, How do we say we're going to qualify for LA Olympics? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can say, but
I don't
there's
know.
no effort.
How?
There's no plan.
How? If you look at the qualification, can I touch a little bit on qualification?
Yeah.
If you look at the LA Olympic qualification, it's very simple. There's only 12 teams in the world. Yes. US as a host has taken a slot, which is not a good sign. They are not a good team in the world hockey, but they have taken a slot as a host. So one is gone. You have 11. 11, 5 is given to Continental. The next Asian Games in 2026, Nagoya. You think we can beat India?
No.
You think we can beat
Japan.
Pakistan? You
Japan.
think we can beat what happened in where we are? We are now number 4, number 5, number 6 in Asia. How do we get a gold medal? That's out of the window. Next, there's second door. Second door is a combination of all the Continental going to come. How many slots? Only 6 slots. You want to fight with who? Just say Europe. Germany qualify by Continental champion. Who's coming from there?
France.
You got Dutch. You got Great Britain coming. You got Spain.
France.
You got Belgium. You got France. You got Ireland coming. Then from Oceania, Australia will qualify. You have New Zealand coming in. In Pan Am, Argentina qualifies. Canada comes in. Chile comes in. Then you look at Africa. Egypt comes in. Asia, India goes in. You have Pakistan. You have China. You have Japan. You have
South Korea.
So you look at this pool. How are we going to get top 6? How?
What's the plan to get?
And that's why I can say, by looking at the facets, looking at the ecosystem, looking at how we are managing things now, I will openly declare a statement here. If you don't change, we are out of LA Olympics. I will say this. I said this 8 years ago. I say we'll never make it to Tokyo. Everyone was against me. Everyone says, Mike is simply saying. But when I say, I know what I'm saying.
Now we have revealed the obstacle. We have not much time for LA Olympic qualification. I believe qualifying for the Olympic would change the face of, it would elevate us. It will be so many difference in terms of things being done with our hockey. Do you see there's a possibility of making it happen? What need to be done with all these challenges? Do we have a chance of qualifying for LA 2028?
My view, if I was called in today, or someone,
You give him the power, the authority.
or just say they give me a power today and says, okay, Mike, I give you a magic wand. What do you think it should be done? For me, very simple. First thing is I will go to the public and says that we have failed.
Acceptance, huh?
We have failed, and we have a team which is no longer an international team. That is what I think the public must know. Not perception, reality. What do we do from this black spot? Very simple. LA is out of the window. You just have a national team to continue participating. Not achievement, participation level. The current team, let it run. But now you have to have a second plan, which is done at underground, your Junior World Cup squad, which is 2025, 2027. You have 36 players to produce, and these are the boys that is going to come into the national team in 2027. So there's a straight line running now. Let it be what let it be, because the damage is done for the last 6-8 years. You can't change it. The failure today never happened today. Not happened by these current coaches. It's been happening after the 2018 Asian Games. That's it. But now how do we get it? Let it run. Let it float. Let it participate. But underground, you are working a method. You are having 3 Junior World Cup squad. But the quality of the coaches must be right. A modern age, believe in science, believe in technology, who knows what is the latest skill or the fine skill of international is required. That's compulsory. Then, let it run. When you come at the point of 2027, that is where a total shift of the team will take place. Because 3-4 years you have done massive job and the shift comes in. Then you only have a chance for Doha Asian Games in 2030 and Brisbane Olympic 2032. That's the only solution. By then, not only you have to repair your junior squad, you have to repair a total ecosystem of Malaysian hockey from the quality of the coaches, from the development program, from the tournament, from the finance part, from the governance part. I say there's only 3 things that is lacking. We have a good system. We have everything. Only thing is we don't have the right person in the right position. And we don't have a system that believe in road to excellence. Third thing, we need a proper governance and accountability of the federation. These are the key element if we want us to win a medal in Doha and to be in Brisbane Olympic. These are the things that you have to do. And one more thing that the federation has to do is bring back good former international, the modern age international hockey brains. There's so many coaches are outside of this country. All must come back and serve. That's the only way for us to achieve to next level.
It sounds it looks daunting. It's too much thing to do. But from you, people might take it as a criticism. But I do see it's a solution.
Yep.
If you look at it as a solution, I believe 2032 Brisbane Olympic is something that is achievable, because now there's need this realization that okay, we have failed. We need to accept, like you said, we accept it and then move forward. Hopefully, those in power, those who are the custodian of the sport, have this thought of trying to be better. Okay, it's okay to fail. I believe it's okay to fail.
Yeah, but how many times, Rajan?
But
how many times?
You fail and you must realize, okay, things need to change. You cannot just fail and just continue with not improving. You think, oh, we have done our best, that's it. You've done your best, you fail, close that chapter, try to do things. Like you said, since 2018, I was there when we lost the final to Japan. That is, as a career of a sports reporter, that was one of the worst moments I have seen. Crushed. I was crushed to see what happened there. I was with the team. I've covered them few matches. I know these players. I know the coaches. It's one of the low point as a sports fan, as a sports reporter at that time. Sadly, things have never changed much since 2018. I totally agree with your views that things have not changed from there. We still have a chance for 2032 Olympics. We hope it happens. We hope the fans, the stakeholders realize things can be changed. Don't give up on the sport. We can still be world best. Again, it's always a pleasure to have you, Mike. I've learned things from you as a rookie reporter, a lot of things, and I'm happy to see you still have the passion, you still have the fire for the sport.
Always.
It's refreshing to have views that people might not agree.
Yep.
But it's cold hard truth that people need to take in and move forward. Thank you, listeners, for listening to our session today with me, your host K. Rajan, and our guest, esteemed Maninderjit Singh. We hope you have all enjoyed our session today. You can listen to the podcast on Audio Plus, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.